If you're over 60 and you think experience alone is enough to satisfy younger women, think again. There's one powerful secret they wish older men knew. And today, I'm revealing it. Trust me, this isn't about some complicated technique or buying expensive gifts. It's something much more fundamental, something that taps into the very core of human connection, and it's often the missing ingredient that leaves younger women feeling, well, less than fulfilled, even with a man who technically knows his way around the bedroom. Many men, especially those with decades of life behind them, operate under the assumption that their accumulated years automatically translate into superior skill and desirability in intimate settings. They believe that having been with multiple partners or simply having lived longer gives them an inherent advantage. And while experience certainly can contribute to technical proficiency, it's far, far from the whole picture. The truth is, younger women, particularly those drawn to older partners, are often seeking something beyond just physical prowess or a notch on the bedpost. They crave a depth of connection, a feeling of being truly cherished and understood in the moment. This is where so many otherwise experienced men fall short. They might have the moves down, but they miss the music. They focus on the mechanics without understanding the emotion. Before we dive deep into this transformative secret, if you're serious about enhancing your performance, boosting your confidence, and amplifying your attraction, regardless of your age, take a moment right now and hit that subscribe button. Join our community dedicated to helping men become their most compelling selves. You won't want to miss what's coming next. So many older men believe skill comes primarily from years of navigating relationships and intimate encounters. They think, I've been doing this for decades, I know what works. But here's the stark reality check. What worked 20, 30, or even 10 years ago, or what worked with a previous long-term partner, might not be what resonates with a younger woman today. More importantly, what younger women often desire most isn't necessarily a demonstration of encyclopedic knowledge of positions or endurance that rivals a marathon runner. It's something more profound, more resonant, something most men, caught up in the performance aspect, completely overlook. They are looking for a connection that transcends the physical act itself, something that makes them feel uniquely valued and present in that shared space. So, what is this elusive secret? It's not about flashy moves learned from questionable online sources, nor is it solely about achieving Herculean stamina, though taking care of your health is always important. The number one secret younger women wish older men truly understood and embodied is emotional presence. Yes, emotional presence. The ability to be fully, consciously, and connectively there in the moment with her. It's about making her feel like she is the absolute center of your universe during your time together. Younger women are often incredibly drawn to the potential maturity and depth they perceive in older men. They hope for a partner who can offer stability, understanding, and a connection that feels more substantial than what they might find with men their own age. Emotional presence is the key that unlocks this potential. It's the quality that makes a woman feel genuinely seen, truly heard, and deeply desired, not as an object or a goal to be achieved, but as a person being experienced and appreciated right here, right now. It means she doesn't feel rushed through the encounter. She doesn't sense your mind wandering to work stress or the football score. And the interaction doesn't feel mechanical, predictable, or detached. It feels alive, responsive, and uniquely tailored to her in that specific moment. Think about it. In a world saturated with distractions, notifications buzzing, endless scrolling, fragmented attention spans, the ability to offer someone your complete, undivided, emotionally attuned presence is perhaps the rarest and most valuable gift you can give. It communicates respect, desire, and genuine interest far more powerfully than any rehearsed line or predictable maneuver. When an older man brings this level of focused presence, it bridges the age gap, it dissolves insecurities, and it creates a bubble of intimacy that feels both safe and electrifying. She feels cherished, not just used, connected, not just interacted with. How many of you feel that genuine presence is often missing in modern interactions, not just intimate ones? Type a 1 if you agree that undivided attention is rare these days. So how do you actually cultivate and practice this powerful emotional presence, perhaps even starting tonight? It's not about meditating for hours beforehand, although mindfulness certainly helps. It's about conscious choices and shifts in focus during your intimate moments. Let's break down some practical ways to embody this. First, let's talk about eye contact. And I don't mean just occasionally glancing her way or staring blankly. I mean really looking at her, seeing her. It's about holding her gaze with warmth, with curiosity, with appreciation. Let your eyes communicate what words sometimes can't. That you are fully engaged with her, that you are fascinated by her, that you are drinking in her reactions and her essence. This isn't about an intimidating stare down. It's about creating a connection, a silent conversation. When you maintain soft but focused eye contact, it builds trust, it deepens intimacy, and it makes her feel incredibly seen and acknowledged. Avoid letting your eyes dart around the room, glaze over, or focus solely on certain body parts as if ticking off a checklist. Look into her eyes during moments of closeness, during conversation, even during silence. Let her see your attentiveness reflected back at her. This simple act grounds both of you in the present moment and elevates the interaction beyond the purely physical. It signals that you are interested in her, the person, not just the body. Have you ever consciously focused on maintaining genuine eye contact during intimacy? Type O, if you haven't really focused on this before. Second, practice slowing down. Slow down your touch, slow down your speech, even consciously slow down your breathing. In our fast-paced world, slowness can feel luxurious, sensual, and incredibly intentional. When you rush, it often signals anxiety, eagerness to get the job done, or a lack of confidence in your ability to sustain the connection. Slowing down, conversely, communicates confidence, control, in a positive, attentive way, and a desire to savor every moment with her. Let your touch linger. Explore her body with patience and curiosity, not like you're trying to find a specific button, but like you're appreciating a work of art. Speak more softly, more deliberately. Allow pauses in conversation. This slower pace builds anticipation, heightens sensation, and creates a relaxed atmosphere where she can fully tune into her own pleasure and connect with you without feeling hurried or pressured. It transforms the experience from a potentially goal-oriented sprint into a shared, unfolding journey. Does the idea of intentionally slowing things down appeal to you? Or does it make you feel a bit impatient? Type slow if you like the idea of slowing down, or fast if you naturally prefer a quicker pace. Third, focus on listening and responding intuitively. Emotional presence isn't just about projecting your own feelings. It's about being exquisitely attuned to hers. This means listening not just to her words, but to the nuances beneath them. Pay attention to the sounds she makes. Her sighs, her gasps, the catch in her breath. Observe her body language, how she moves, where she tenses, where she relaxes. Truly listening means taking in all these cues and allowing them to guide your actions in real time. Forget the script you might have in your head, the sequence of moves you think you should be following. Instead, respond to her, right now. If she gasps when you touch her shoulder, maybe linger there, explore that sensation with her. If she pulls you closer, respond to that invitation. If she seems hesitant about something, acknowledge that gently and adjust. This intuitive responsiveness makes her feel deeply understood and cared for. It shows that you are present with her, co-creating the experience, rather than performing at her. It requires you to be adaptable, observant, and willing to deviate from any preconceived plan. You're essentially saying, your pleasure, your reactions, your experience is what matters most to me right now. Fourth, and this is crucial, consciously celebrate her reactions instead of solely rushing toward a specific goal or outcome. Many men fall into the trap of being overly goal-oriented in the bedroom. Their focus narrows onto achieving the finish line, often seeing the woman's pleasure primarily as a means to that end, or as validation of their own performance. Emotional presence flips the script. It means finding joy and connection in the process itself. It means noticing, acknowledging, and genuinely appreciating her responses along the way. When she sighs with pleasure, let her know you notice, maybe with a smile, a murmur of appreciation, or a subtle shift in your touch that acknowledges it. When she expresses enjoyment, share in that enjoyment with her. See her pleasure not just as a step towards an outcome, but as a beautiful part of the shared experience in its own right. This shift in focus accomplishes several things. It dramatically reduces performance anxiety for you, because the pressure isn't solely on the end result. It makes her feel cherished and appreciated for who she is and how she feels moment to moment. And paradoxically, focusing on the journey and her real-time reactions often leads to a much more satisfying destination for both partners. It makes the entire encounter feel more like a dance than a race. How many of you feel you sometimes get too focused on the goal rather than the journey during intimacy? Type goal if that sounds familiar, or journey if you already focus on the process. Beyond these core practices, cultivating emotional presence also involves a degree of mindfulness. Try to consciously bring your awareness to your senses during intimate moments. What do you feel? The texture of her skin, the warmth of her body. What do you smell? Her perfume, her natural scent. What do you hear? Her breathing, the sounds of her pleasure. Anchoring yourself in these sensory details helps quiet the mental chatter. The worries about work, the grocery list, the internal critic asking if you're doing okay. It pulls you firmly into the present moment, making you more available to connect with her on a deeper level. And let's not forget vulnerability. True emotional presence often requires shedding the armor of needing to be the perfectly experienced, always in control older man. It means being willing to be authentic, to be present with your own feelings as well as hers, and to connect on a human level rather than just performing a role. This doesn't mean unloading all your insecurities, but it does mean being real, being open, and allowing for genuine connection to form without pretense. Now, why is this emotional presence particularly potent when it comes to younger women seeking older men? Often, these women are looking for something they perceive as lacking in their peers. Perhaps a sense of groundedness, emotional maturity, undivided attention, or simply feeling truly valued beyond the superficial. They might be tired of interactions that feel transactional, rushed, or lacking in genuine connection. An older man who offers deep emotional presence fulfills this longing in a profound way. He provides a safe harbor of focused attention in a distracted world. He makes her feel uniquely special, understood, and desired for who she is, not just for her youth or appearance. This quality can make an older man infinitely more attractive and memorable than a younger counterpart who might possess youthful vigor but lacks the ability to truly connect on an emotional level. It demonstrates a depth and consideration that is powerfully alluring. It shows he's not just going through the motions based on past experiences, but is actively engaged with her, making the connection feel fresh, alive, and deeply personal. Think back to your own most memorable connection. Was it purely physical, or did a deep sense of presence and being seen play a major role? Type seen if feeling seen was crucial for you. It's also important to recognize the common mistakes that signal a lack of emotional presence, things older men might do unintentionally. One major mistake is being overly reliant on a standard routine. You might have a sequence of actions that worked well in the past, but applying it rigidly to every encounter, especially with a new partner, feels impersonal and mechanical. It signals you're not paying attention to her specific responses. Another mistake is being mentally elsewhere, visibly distracted, checking the time, bringing up unrelated topics, or having conversations that break the intimate bubble. Even internal distraction counts. If your mind is racing with anxieties about performance or other life stressors, she will likely sense that detachment. Overcompensating with excessive technique can also backfire. While skill is appreciated, focusing too much on displaying a vast repertoire of moves can feel performative rather than connective, especially if it's not attuned to what she is actually enjoying in the moment. Making assumptions based on her age is another pitfall. Assuming all younger women want the same thing or have the same preferences ignores her individuality and prevents you from truly listening to her specific cues. Finally, rushing the process, as we discussed, is a clear sign that your focus is on the destination, not the shared journey, which undermines the feeling of being cherished and savored. Let's be clear, this isn't about discarding physical skill or experience entirely. Those things have their place, but emotional presence is the amplifier. It's the context that gives those skills meaning and impact. Think of it like a technically brilliant musician playing with no feeling versus one who pours their soul into every note. Both might hit the right keys, but only one truly moves you. Emotional presence is what turns a technically proficient encounter into a deeply moving and memorable experience. And the benefits aren't just for her. Cultivating emotional presence can be incredibly rewarding for you too. Firstly, it significantly reduces performance pressure. When your focus shifts from achieving a specific outcome to simply being present and connecting with your partner, much of the anxiety melts away. You can relax and enjoy the process more fully. Secondly, it leads to much deeper intimacy and connection. You're not just interacting physically. You're bonding on an emotional level, which strengthens the relationship outside the bedroom as well. This deeper connection often leads to more fulfilling and satisfying experiences for both of you. Your confidence will likely increase too, not a brittle confidence based on perceived technical prowess, but a solid, grounded confidence that comes from knowing you can create genuine connection and make your partner feel truly seen and desired. Ultimately, mastering emotional presence is what makes you unforgettable. Years from now, she might not remember every specific move, but she will absolutely remember how you made her feel. Cherished, seen, and completely present with her. Some might think, isn't physical compatibility still paramount? Yes, physical chemistry is important, but emotional presence enhances it exponentially. It makes the physical connection feel more meaningful and intense. Others might say, I'm naturally quiet or reserved. This sounds difficult. Emotional presence isn't about being overly chatty or expressive if that's not you. It's about focused attention, attentiveness, and responsiveness, which can be communicated quietly and subtly through gaze, touch, and attuned actions. And if it sounds like work, initially, shifting your focus might require conscious effort, especially if you're used to being more goal-oriented or distracted. But like any skill, it becomes more natural with practice. And the rewards, deeper connection, reduced pressure, more profound intimacy, make the effort incredibly worthwhile. It's an investment in the quality of your connections. So, how do you start integrating this tonight or the next time you're intimate with someone? Choose just one aspect to focus on. Perhaps tonight, you'll make a conscious effort to maintain warm, connected eye contact for longer periods. Or maybe you'll focus on deliberately slowing down your touch and pace. Or perhaps your goal will be to listen more intently to her nonverbal cues and respond directly to them. Don't try to overhaul everything at once. Pick one element of emotional presence and practice it with intention. Notice how it feels for you, and pay attention to how she responds. Over time, these conscious practices will weave themselves into a more naturally present and connected way of being. Mastering emotional presence is the key differentiator that can make an older man exceptionally desirable and deeply satisfying to a younger woman, or indeed any woman. It transcends age, overcomes insecurities, and transforms physical intimacy into a profound act of connection. It's the secret ingredient that shows you're not just experienced but wise, not just skilled but attuned, not just present physically but fully emotionally there. So, subscribe if you haven't already for more insights on becoming the most confident and connected man you can be. And now, I want you to commit to action. Comment below. What's the one specific aspect of emotional presence, eye contact, slowing down, listening, or celebrating reactions, that you will commit to practicing the next time you have the opportunity? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious to hear what resonates most with you.